The Tartaria tablets are 3 artifacts with signs recovered in 1961 from a Neolithic Vinča, Târdaș site in Tartaria, Romania. The discovery was made by archaeologist Nicolae Vlassa. He found the tablets in a cult pit together with the skeleton of a circa 55 years old shamaness, who was very probably the author of the tablets, 26 broken votive figurines and a shell necklace. Authors have different opinions about these signs. Some think they represent the earliest form of writing, some think they are symbols, pictograms of magic religious beliefs, some think they are just scrapes for a nicer look. The tablets are dated to circa 5400 BC. They are small, round, one has a diameter of just 6 centimeters, so they are easy to carry and hide. Tablets and idols from the cult pit were made from the same type of material, which contains a very small quantity of clay and a lot of sand, typical for the mountain, 20 to 25 kilometers west from Tartaria, where gold was mined. The ancients have been able to draw what they saw, for instance animals on the cave walls. When lying down on the ground with their head pointed north and their feet toward south, and looking straight up at the zenith, they could see the entire sky above like a big circle, with the east on the left. And the stars have round forms. Round forms have been connected with observing the sky, from Göbekli Tepe encirclements, through Göcek Rondel, to Stonehenge stone circle. For observing a specific small part of the sky, a star, the ancients used holes in the plates and tablets. The hole in the round Tartaria tablet also corresponds to the place of the north celestial pole, the circular form of the hole symbolizing apparent circular movements of all the stars around the center, the north celestial pole. Sumerian cuneiform and for the sky had 4 crossed lines within an imaginary circle. The crossed lines are on the signs for shining and the signs for birds, making shining bird symbols for shining stars. The most important point in the year for the ancients was the winter solstice, the time when the old sun was dying and the new sun was reborn, the beginning of the new year cycle. So the very first symbol the Tartarian shamanists put on the round tablet was symbol of swallow constellation, in which the sun was seen during winter solstice on the 29th of January 5400 BC. The swallow constellation was on the southeast during the sunrise, and on the southwest during sunset. Today it is the Pisces constellation. Notice how the symbol of the swallow extended with its image in the mirror is making a symbol for the Pisces constellation. The Babylonian name for the swallow constellation was Shinoanu II. Just after the winter solstice sunset, in the sky above the ecliptic, the star cluster of Pleiades was showing. The symbol of the Pleiades cluster is similar with Sumerian cuneiform, Mushan, Buru for flock of birds. The Pleiades are named after Atlas and his 5 to 7 daughters in Greek mythology. The name could have come from Pleiades, flock of doves. The old name of the cluster in Hungarian is Fiasztjuk, meaning a hen with chicks. The same symbolic parallel was used by the old Romans. I believe that the ancients of Tartaria imagined Pleiades as a mother duck carrying 5 ducklings on its back. The ancients of Göbekli Tepe imagined also the Pleiades as just 6 ducks. Together with the open star cluster of the Hyades, the Pleiades form the Golden Gate of the ecliptic, a space through which the sun, the moon and the planets are regularly crossing. So in the upper half of the tablet we have the sign for the Pleiades and 6 signs describing the intensity of a star's shine. The shamanist was using a system of signs for numbers invented as clay tokens around 8000 BC in Mesopotamia, which would indicate that the first Neolithic farmers would have had to know about it. They invented it to measure the surplus of the grains, exchange of sheep and other goods. When you look into the 6 signs below the Pleiades from the right, there is a circle, an almost circle, symbolizing regular shine, the apparent magnitude being 4.29 of Taygetus and 4.17 of Merope. Then there are the 3D signs of half moon for shine, 3.86 of Maya, 3.70 of Electra and 3.62 of Atlas. The last sign was your 4 for Alcyone with the apparent magnitude of 2.86. The Sumerian symbol your 4 means enough light to harvest, to gather food and roam. But it also means crooked, convulsed, twisted, so one could have a better vision of the ground in this low light. In Sumerian mathematics, the circle was sign with numerical value of 10, the half moon D with numerical value of 60 and 30 in measuring time context. As per the foundings, the shamaness of Tartaria limped because of her shorter right leg. She had a convulsed posture because of her degenerated spine. Scoliosis had deformed the right side of her chest and her right shoulder. So with Sumerian symbol Ur-4 she could have described herself, signing the tablet. Beside that symbol is a symbol similar to a big capital letter D, encarved instead to be in the form of the clay token, with a numerical value of 60. So this sign could have double meaning, as a measure for the shine of the star Atlas and as part of an age description and signature of shamaness of Tartaria. The Sumerian name for Pleiades was Mulmul, shining stars. Arrival of Pleiades was sign for autumn plowing, heliacal setting in February was sign for the start of spring plowing. The symbol for Pleiades is similar to cuneiform sign for emmer wheat. After Pleiades, in the winter solstice night, the Taurus constellation was visible, coming out just below the ecliptic, as recorded on the tablet. It was represented only with a bull's head, which corresponds to Sumerian symbol Gu4 and good. The Sumerian name of this constellation was Gudana, bull of heaven. The ecliptic is the great circle, apparent path of the sun among the constellations during a year. After the Taurus constellation, Uruana, Orion for Greek after Homer's myth, was visible. This constellation had various names like Uruana, sower of the heaven, Wana, light of the heaven, and Urana, baker of the heaven. As goddess she was the creator female force, counterpart of the creator male force evoked in Taurus. She corresponds to cuneiform Shofar heart, bird, womb, riverbed, red arca, inner, to liberate. Her form also corresponds with cuneiform Gar, shining milk, and cuneiform Zag, for making life. Uruana was the riverbed for Gudana's water, womb for his semen, heart and soul for his body. Two apparently antagonistic forces whose unity made the universe. The main theme in many millennia. We can see worship of Taurus and the bird in the shrine of Banat culture in Parta, circa 5000 BC. This culture was mixture of Chris, Starchivo and Vincha, Turdashe cultures. So in the right quadrant down under we can see the theme of the winter solstice with the constellations of Taurus, Uruana, Orion and the Pisces swallow constellation. The next important date for the ancient, and modern, agriculturists, after winter solstice, was vernal, spring equinox. At this time the 2nd of May 5400 BC, as on the tablet in the left quadrant down under, the evening rise of the constellation Cygnus with bright star Deneb, the backbone of our Milky Way galactic, could be seen. This corresponds with cuneiform En, ruler, shepherd. In this sky picture milk of Milky Way was coming from herd of goats and flock of sheep, and in the center of the herd was shepherd of heaven with his staff, the crook. After Cygnus, in the great rift of the Milky Way galactic, we could see the rise of the constellation Cassiopeia. The shape of this constellation appeared to the ancients as antlers, so it was named the deer constellation. Lulim in Sumerian. The Sami people named this constellation after elk antlers. After the deer, in the dawn, the sun was rising on the vernal equinox in the constellation of the bird, known today as the Gemini constellation. The shape is similar to cuneiforms Hu, Mushan, for bird, Kun, to shine, and Oagula, overseer. The constellation Gemini, twins, in Babylonian Sumerian around 1000 BC was named Mulmush.Taba.Galgal. It is thought that the word galaxy comes from the Greek word gala for milk. In the Sumerian language, 3000 years earlier, Gar was milk, La flooded and Ki place. So galaxy, which ancient Greeks would pronounce galaki, means place flooded with milk in Sumerian. That was their description for the Milky Way as it can be seen in the sky. So in the left quadrant down under we can see the theme of the vernal equinox with the constellations of Cygnus, Cassiopeia and Gemini. Explanations on the second and third tablet to follow soon, as well as some thoughts about the time of the tablet's creation, 5400 BC, just in the transition period between Chris, Starchivo and Vincha, Turdash cultures. That's it for now.